This week is gonna feel like a fresh breath of air. It's gonna feel so light, so exciting. We just had our spring equinox. We just had new moon. Mercury retrograde is over. This is the time to be alive. Things are speeding up, and that includes romantic relationships. So you can also check your soulmate reading on StarCrossed app. When you get your soulmate reading, not only you get their entire zodiac chart, the soulmate drawing, but also the exact time and year when you're gonna meet your soulmate. A couple of my friends already got their drawings done. They were so obsessed with the results, and it was extremely accurate. So if you are interested, it's going to be the first link in my bio. And now let's get to the reading. Pisces, I feel like this week is going to be so exciting for you. It's going to feel like a lot of weight of your shoulders has actually been lifted. Let's see what is the energy for you this week and what is something that you need to do, know, and be prepared for, Pisces. Amazing. Oh, wow, beautiful. Pisces, this is the week when you're gonna fall in love, and you're not necessarily like whatever you want to fall in love with, right? This is something where you're gonna make a choice towards better self, towards a better future. You're gonna make something like very important decision this week. And listen, I'm not gonna lie that like it's totally gonna be connected to some sort of love situations that you are experiencing. I'm not gonna lie that it's going to be connected to some sort of really romantic relationship. But at the same time, if if you are in a relationship right now, right, like you don't have to stress out like if this is going to be a new person or not, because again, it still could be within your current relationship. But if you're not necessarily looking for a relationship and you're thinking, well, maybe you want a better financial situation, or maybe you want better, I don't know, something else, this is just a sign that there will be a lot of partnership included in this week that will help you to accelerate into the future, that will help you to make the right decision. And it's definitely going to be the choice. It's definitely going to be some sort of choice that you will be making, but you will kind of have to choose better self. And why it's kind of like related to relationship, because sometimes, at least like in the personal readings that I do, people do talk about like relationship, but they just like not willing to choose to be loved. They do want relationship, but they cannot choose it for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So this is the week when you're choosing to be loved, when you're choosing to move forward, to accelerate, you're choosing this sort of progress, and it's going to actually feel very balanced. It's going to feel very harmonious. So it's another green flag if you've been feeling very hectic for the past few weeks. This week is going to be very well balanced and joyful. Aries, this week is going to surprise you in a lot of ways. It seems like something exciting is really coming into your life. So let's see what is the energy for you this week. What is very likely to happen? What is the energy there for you, Aries? Oh. Listen, there are some sort of scenarios, there are some sort of limitation in your mind that you are successfully departing from. Especially if you've been already noticing that there are some sort of just like scenarios that you keep following. Maybe it's the way you handle money, maybe it's the way you talk to people, maybe it's the way that you, I don't know, like not choosing yourself. There is something that it's almost like invisible string that was controlling you, invisible string that was kind of creating this projection onto you, onto the choices that you make, right? Like maybe you giving up too soon, maybe you're not consistent. Like there was just something that was kind of like holding you back. And not only was holding you back, was also creating some sort of chaos in your life. This is the week when it's up to you to take the scissors and cut those invisible strings. Literally cut it out, let the negativity go, and create more space for something positive. Because again, it's a strong indication that this week will feel very much calm, very much safe, and it's going to be like this feeling of like, oh my god, I finally escaped some sort of chaos. I finally escaped some sort of this like negative energy that was around me. You escaping it, right? But it also comes with, again, with necessity to create space for something new. There is something new exciting that's also is coming into your life, something that you're going to feel very enthusiastic about. You're going to take actions on it. You're going to keep acting. It's kind of like a new chance for you to show what you're worth and how you shine and what you love doing, but in a completely new setting without those things pulling you back. So definitely focus on that energy this week. Taurus, it feels like this week is going to feel like a completely brand new start into your life. There are some things that are actually going to surprise you in a lot of ways. So let's see what is the energy there. What is something that you're about to experience? What is the message, Taurus? Let's see. Okay. Oh. Wow. Listen, so this is the week when you're gonna feel like everything is happening at the same time and you feel fulfilled. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. In a way you might almost even like ask yourself, oh, like I have absolutely everything that I want. Like the things that you're focusing right now, the things that you have in your head right now, something is on your mind, you're gonna have it all. And because of that, at some point you might even ask yourself, but what is next if I have everything that I want right now, right? But guess what, like this is not something that you need to worry about. This is not something that you need to overthink and get ahead of yourself. It seems like this, there is some new opportunity coming for sure. There is some new opportunity coming, and it's going to be very fulfilling. It's going to be very, very fulfilling. It's gonna make you feel like you found your place, like in the world. You found this very stable, very fulfilling, very long-lasting joy and happiness from the things that you do. I'm gonna say you will need to show courage. You will need to show the energy. You will need to kind of like at some points of this week stand up for yourself and protect your dignity and protect what you do and actually choose yourself and choose your own interest over the others, because there could be actually like it could actually be taken to some sort of like not necessarily conflicts or like fights, but there will be moments when you'll be like, oh, hey, actually I disagree. This is not the way to do it. And that will be the very turning point for you when you're going to choose yourself, and again create the space for this type of happiness and excitement to come into your life. Geminis, this week is going to feel like a completely fresh start. Something is going to really be taking off your shoulders. This weight that you've been carrying, something that you were a little bit like confused about, is finally going to disappear. So let's see what is the energy for you this week. What do you need to know? What is very likely to happen to you, Geminis? Oh, the thing is, like I already said it. I already said it even before I pulled the cards. I already said it before I pulled the cards. There is something on your mind that you almost like, it's either you starting something and you're feeling a little bit like anxious that like things are going like a little too well, and you just like being cautious with it. You just like, I want it last, but I also like don't want to mess it up. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if it comes from the opposite side, but you're already a little bit anxious, you can't sleep at night, you can't really, you can't really like be in control. Seems like this situation is coming to a very logical ending. Something where you finally will be able to say, you know what, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I know exactly where I'm going to go. I know what direction I'm choosing. And this like a little chaos, this little like feeling of a little bit almost like desperate, almost desperate and not necessarily confident, like where you are in life, right? Like you're thinking, well, this is the thing that I want to do. But then if I do this situation comes up, and if this situation comes up, I will have to do this. But then I already been like so much mental weight was in your mind, so many thoughts, right? Like something that you definitely overthinking, but it's not the fact that you overthinking it, is the fact that the idea that you're thinking of is very heavy on you, right? This is the week when you getting major breakthrough. The universe, the world, you're gonna feel like you are exactly where you need to be, and you're gonna find this one right way or path to do things. Cancers, someone is going to surprise you this week. Something is going to be feel very romantic, very exciting. Life is going to feel like it's full of colors, bright colors, happy colors. It's going to feel just like very exciting. So let's see what is your energy for this week. So there is some sort of like breakthrough. There is some sort of situations that you've been like really stuck in, and you felt very much like obligated to do something. You felt very much like you had to do something. Like there is some sort of big responsibility on your shoulders. Like there is some sort of like almost like limiting beliefs, right? Like there is a lot of like Saturn energy that was like happening. I don't know like where the Saturn is in your chart and how exactly it manifests, but it's been kind of like limiting you. It's been really putting a lot of weight on you. And it seems like this week you realize that like it's not the weight that's holding you. It's actually like this weight at some point allowed you to step into this like a bigger version of yourself, more powerful, more like just like the version that has so much more power than you thought. And with that, you actually opening kind of like this portal, right? Like you kind of like becoming this a channeler, if you want to call it, between yourself and your future most advanced, like most high frequency version of yourself. And here's the thing, like there will be this message, sign, dream, intuition, it doesn't really matter, that will be coming through to you this week. But again, the reason, like, what is going to be important when channeling this message is understanding that the things that you've been going through, the things that you've been struggling, it's not from perspective of struggle, but it's from perspective of how big your capacity is to handle the situations and become literally like a winner here. Leo, this week is gonna feel like you're finally finding some sort of stability, like you're finally finding your place home, like you're finally finding things that don't trigger you and don't really throw you off the ground. So let's see what is the energy for you this week. What is something that you need to hear and be prepared for? What is the idea here? Right, right. So as I already said, there is a big feeling of stability. There is a big feeling of I'm in control of my resources, and those resources don't always have to be financial. They don't always have to be money, like debts, credit cards. No, sometimes it could also your health. Sometimes it's also how much time you have. Like if you sleep enough, if you overall waking up feeling very excited about the day, about the things that you're about to do. And it's really giving this week is giving like a very logical, pragmatic, and even calculated use of your energies, not only when it comes to, again, like those physical things, right, like your health and money, but also your mentality. Because you might find yourself actually like limiting more screen time, maybe not paying so much attention to news, maybe not listening to like a bunch of TikToks and dudes like telling you how your week is gonna go. But you might feel like you finally getting those clarity both in your mind, but also in your kind of like a root chakra, right? Like it's kind of like this new beginning where you feel very stable but also very free, and those two qualities coming together to really create something beautiful. At the same time, I see how we're gonna could play out. You could actually find two people who are going to help you, most likely men who are actually like very experienced at something, somebody who's have a lot of experience, education, even like maybe they're running some sort of company, and they will be helping you. So if you have some sort of interviews, if you have some sort of like things where you can meet those people, it could be a good sign that they will help you to advance in the future. Virgo, it seems like this week is going to surprise you in a lot of different ways. Let's see what is the energy for you this week. What is something that you need to know, prepare yourself for, and what is going on. Let's see. Oh, oh, those came together. The thing is, this is the week to progress. This is the week to make that choice. Maybe you already made that choice. Maybe you will be making this choice this week to be happy. Like it sounds very like sometimes hilarious, and sometimes like people take it very much like you know resentful and like. But the thing is, sometimes all you have to do is choose to be happy, and once you do it, you see how things are actually like accelerating and almost like getting exaggerated. Like this moment of happiness that you choose, once you choose it, once you make the first step to go for it, it's gonna come so fast, and it's gonna come also in a way where you completely satisfied with yourself, with the things that you do, with your work projects, with your relationship. Like it's overall having really good self-esteem. It's overall having really good mentality about yourself, and it's kind of like you look at the world and this is a safe place. This is a place where I thrive. This is the place that gives me opportunities whenever I need them. This is the it's that kind of mentality that's coming this week. And here's the thing: if you've been really analyzing a lot of things about yourself, if you've really been going deep into yourself, if you really feel the necessity to almost like meet your like deepest level of yourself, maybe like the lowest level of yourself, look at them and make some sort of conclusion, this is also going to be a great week for that. So I do recommend you any sort of free writing, talking to therapist, maybe like even meditating and trying to pull something. Or sometimes when I go to bed, I do ask something. I do so like, I want to see in my dreams how this, and this, right? I want to see potential in this, and this. And it always comes to me. It always comes to me. So that would be also important thing to channel here. But again, all you have to do is right now to choose happiness and say, yeah, that's what I am. I'm a happy person. Libra, there are some new beginnings, some exciting opportunities that are coming to you this week. So we're going to see what is the energy for you this week. What is something that you need to be excited about? What is very likely to happen with you this week, Libra? Let's see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. So, Libra, those opportunities are very likely to be with finances. Those opportunities are very likely to be with your feeling of safety, feeling of abundance, feeling of prosperity, something where it could be even something that you've been working towards. It could be something where you already put some sort of work. It could be something where, it's been taking some time. That was the work in progress. That was the work in progress. But this is the week when those opportunities are actually coming to you in a very like happy, satisfied financial way. If you are looking for some sort of job, or if you're trying to overall create some sort of new opportunities for yourself, I would say, is there space for those things to come? Are you doing, are you connecting with people? Are you like going for things? Are you putting like, even if I tell you like that those opportunities are coming to you, but for example, like you're not applying to jobs, or you're not like, when you see the opportunity, when you see people to talk to, like to ask like important questions, or like about promotions, if you're not necessarily doing it, then again, it's just like you blocking this energy. Because one of the things and like precautions that I would consider looking at and preventing this week is getting into some sort of illusion, getting into some sort of fake choices, right? Like it's like you look at the, again, well, we're just using this as an example, but if you're looking at the, you know job boards, and you see all these jobs, and you're like, maybe I would work here, maybe I would work there, but then you're not applying to those jobs, like it doesn't really matter, right? Because you do have to do the thing. And the thing is, like, all this financial thing, all this abundance, it always comes with practical and direct actions. It always comes with something that you do with your hands, something that you do very practically, very obedient, and very disciplined. Scorpio, this week is gonna feel like you finally finding this joy, like you finally getting back to the place in your life where you were enjoying every single little thing, when things felt very easy, when things felt very exciting. So let's see what is the energy for you this week. What do you need to know? What do you need to experience? And what is the message for you? Ooh, the thing is, it's also like some sort of situation comes into completion, some sort of situation comes into the end, some sort of situation is, it's almost like finishing the video game. It's almost like you've been through some sort of level, some sort of challenges. And the thing is, like, those challenges are coming to an end, and it seems like you will either need to sacrifice something, or you're already sacrificing something. You're looking at the situations around yourself, and you're understanding, well, I'm either making this happen, or I'm making this happen, and there is no things in between. This is not like the time to kind of like spread yourself thin and try to wear multiple hats on your head. It's not about that. It's about kind of, almost sometimes, like, even in resentful way, letting go of something, letting go. And actually, it's kind of like understanding, like, you do need to drop some sort of baggage off your shoulders to really finish the hike, to really finish this like way of doing things. Because there is some sort of like big completion, there is some big completion. The hangman and the world together, again, it just means you letting go of something, you sacrificing something, you kind of like, mm, consciously making something uncomfortable to yourself by letting things go, again, by sacrificing something, to exit the loop, to escape the matrix, to escape those situations that were kind of, keeping you in a stuck position. They were keeping you in a stuck position. So, Scorpios, big, big, big week is coming. Sagittarius, you're gonna feel very excited about this week. You're gonna feel like a lot of your dreams and creative things actually coming out of you. So let's see what is the energy out of this week. What is something that you need to do? What is very likely to happen? Ooh, listen, it seems like you are in control. It seems like you are in control. It seems like, even like with finances, even with some sort of things that make you feel very much like grounded and very much like in your place. Because like, so here's the thing that was I was telling you about creativity, and it actually shows here very like very prominent. I don't know actually what that word means, but I just felt like using it. But sometimes when we go like those places where we connect with our intuition and inner child and with things that we want to like express into the world, it does take certain confidence to almost like lift ourselves up to reach those energy. Because again, the creative process, the joy, those are all the energies that like here they're not here. And what makes this what makes this energy is actually like manifesting in a very stable way is to feel both confident here and here, you know what I'm saying? And it seems like this week you're finding this like strength, you're finding this bravery, you're finding this sometimes like even very much like straightforward and aggressive approach to it, where you just like, it's kind of like you understanding that like if we talk about like show business, for example, there is part where it's like about creativity, and there is this part that's about expressing yourself and having fun and like joy and like love. But at the same time, you understand that there's a lot of things that are calculated and really require a lot of like strict kind of like calculation and actions. And this is the approach that you're kind of taking this week in order to translate what is happening with you and what is happening with the projects that you are doing. But there are so many potential this week for you to take control of. Capricorn, this week is going to surprise you in a lot of ways. We're finally letting go of all the Mercury retrogrades. We're finally stepping into this prime era. So let's see, what is the energy for you? What do you need to know? What is the energy that's happening with you this week? Okay, Capricorn card. Capricorn card came up to you. So here's the thing. If you're trying to capitalize of some sort of situation, if you're trying to get some sort of promotion, this is really like a good week for you to just capitalize financially of something, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be like, you're looking for a job and you're trying to like go to interviews. It's just like you will see some sort of opportunities that will help you capitalize on it, right? Like monetize something. Like you might, I don't know, you might like maybe you ordered something of Amazon and like you by accident received like two things instead of one, right? And you can return it and get your money back while still like having those things. There are those like little kind of like, silly things that again, by the luck of the universe, helping you to capitalize off of something. And another thing, you might be almost like required to use emotional side of yourself and emotions in general to connect with people and to kind of like make people believe you more, trust you more, especially again if you're working somewhere, if you're trying to secure some sort of deals, if you're trying to make this promotion happen. But at the same time, this is like a very conflicting energy, but it's an energy of like cold air and warm water. And when you combine them together, you have a really clear strategy in the back of your mind. You have some things that you need to get to, you need to achieve, but you're doing this by putting this like a very watery, warm, kind of like a hot shower kind of energy and like connecting with people and making them relaxed around you. And like that's the energy that helping you to advance this week. Aquarius, so here's some big surprises coming to you this week. We're gonna see what exactly it is. So what is the energy for you this week? What is something that you need to know, to hear, and how this energy is gonna play out? What is very likely to happen to you? Listen, there are some exciting like there are things that you will be genuinely excited about. There are things where you will feel like, wow, like you're gonna have this like very like like how kids like look at, I don't know, like candies or toys, or like it doesn't matter. They're just like they are so excited. They want to touch it. They want to play with it. They want to spend like the entire day doing it. They don't care about anything else. They don't want to eat. They don't want to sleep. They just want to have fun and like experiment and have this feeling of enthusiasm. This is exactly what's happening, and it seems like the opportunity that you are getting this week is going to be long lasting, and it's going to be almost like creating a big foundation what is happening this week, right? One thing, again, thinking about aces, it's the new opportunities, the new energy, but do you have the space for this energy and opportunity to come? Or do you create circumstances for this energy to actually follow through? Because it seems like, it's kind of like if you have like water bottle, right? Like, and you're trying to fill it with clean water, but like it's already filled with some sort of dirt, this water is not going to come through, right? Or if it's going to come through, it's going to get dirty. So you better make sure that you clean your water bottle, you clean your energy, you clean yourself as this like place for this capacity to come through, and allow this very, very exciting, very positive, very long lasting and stable energy to come into your life. Definitely what will help here is to be just your Aquarius self, because the other things here suggesting if you just being yourself, you just being like very much like cold air sign, right? And you using your mind, you using your mental experiences for yourself, that would be just like another plus one into your into all these events that are happening with you this week.